I am Eon. It is Sunday, September 28th, 2025 as I record. It's time to look ahead into October, what's coming in the realms of sci-fi. So SciFi, Admiral Apocalypse has given us a collection roadmap, and some of these look like, Moonforge Ruins, Plagued Industry, Hive Fall. Those sound like sci-fi themes to me, so be curious to see what's coming up. Aftermath Studios has given us some previews of this family here, family group of, those who slay together stay together, right? Anvil Digital Forge is doing Hellkin Demonic Incursion in October. In addition, also some Trench Pioneers. Grim Wars has given us a bunch of different previews. I wasn't exactly sure where to put everything, but these are just some early model renders. We'll come back and look at the full renders in the month of October. These could be fantasy or sci-fi, I'm not sure, but a lot of times these plague sort of characters, well, there's a gun in its hand. These tend to be all over the place, and this one I have no clue if it's supposed to be fantasy or sci-fi, so we'll just put it here because I'm sure it could be adapted. Beyond Space, I believe, is going to be doing Bloodforged Hell Knight in October. Claudio Casini Art usually releases at least one sci-fi miniature, and for October that'll be the Sci-Fi Ninja. Cyberforge has put out their Grim Realms and Titan City stories. We'll look at this in more detail in October, but for the Grim Realms, you have the Legion of Slaughter with a whole avatar of Slaughter. For the Titan City stories, there's Bright. So there's a Shataro on bike, pretty cool bike there. And that's an interesting, what would you call that, hovercraft, drone? Dungeons and Dreadnoughts is continuing work on their Necrospawn. I don't think there's a particular name for these just yet. I think they're actually looking for name suggestions, but some very clean renders of these models. Edge Miniatures has given us an early look. There's pretty much everything, along with some hints of things to come. For the 8mm mass, epic skirmish, you have Skyborn Scavengers. And then for the 28mm, there's some Dark Tricksters for the Tech Pirates and the battle suits for the Skyborn Empire. I always find it interesting to think those bird creatures are in those suits. Ghamak has given us some concept art, so we'll take a look. This is a Conqueror Titan. This is a mechanized heavy cavalry. Yeah, there's horses on the right. If you see 10 tons of steel closing in, your fate has been sealed. Lord of the Temple Exterminator, number 3. Temple has not seen mercy for centuries. Now even salvation needs a trigger finger. Here's the Lord of the Temple Exterminator, number 5. You hear the chains drag on, each link belonging to a purified soul. These are corrupted ogroids. When corruption doesn't kill, grotesque beasts emerge. And a corrupted commissar. Orders come with a guarantee of casualties. Nobody dares question, as his forces rally towards missions deemed as suicide. M3 Desion is doing, I think they called this a Scorn. And apparently this is intended to be, part of it is intended to be working along with the Trench Crusade. So I put it here in sci-fi. I think it could also possibly be fantasy. But there's 3 Brutes Orc Tank, a Texture Roller, some Orc Heads as well. But they call these Scorns and Trench Scorns. So KMFP Designs has given us a preview of October. Some pretty cool models coming out for their epic scale stuff, along with a list on the right of everything that you'll be seeing. And I don't know why I motioned in that direction as though you can see me. Loot Studios has actually changed their logo. I'm not sure I'm a fan of it, so we'll just keep this one for right now. But this is Bumpier Night. Murderous Tomatoes. Does anybody else remember Attack of the Killer Tomatoes like I do? It was a whole cartoon series based off of that. That's pretty cool. And here's Mr. Prince the Writer. I guess he's not yet a king, is he? Yeah, I see the reference there. Then the killer will appear from the shadows, striking with murderous intent and disembowel us all. I know it will happen. I wrote this story. So I think this is supposed to be like Goosebumps, where R.L. Stine kind of lives in his creation. And look, Willie the Possessed animatronic. So obviously a play on other popular, security games, I guess, for lack of a better term. And here's Scipio the Cannibal. I wonder what he could possibly be inspired by. So these are just a few concept arts early on. We'll see more of this the second half of October, around the 15th. Marchen Atelier has given us some previews. This is the Karam Kazi Tubal Kanate Rust Bunker Miniature. I'm sure I just butchered that, and I am so sorry for doing so. But this is a really interesting model. It's kind of insectoid looking, and even the helmet on the pilot rider is kind of insectoid too. I always would like to see a little more lore for these. Farina the Moonchild, feline would appear. Tubal Canate Hero Miniature. And here we have a Dune Sheeny. So a couple of different angles of how this guy looks, and this is a Rustcraft miniature. Mr. Modulork has given us a preview, and it says "We Gonna Loot," and there's a little video. Go watch the video on Mr. Modulork's channel if you can, and it gives this hint on the right of Death Wreck. And then it says Death Wreck. It's a Death Wreck. And Death Wreck, this logo comes up. I believe it said that they will be including all the miniatures you need to play this game. So apparently this is a self-contained release for the month of October. Mr. Modulork, I have been resisting your charms for a long time. You may just draw me in this month. One-page rules. Get October previews and roadmaps, and I haven't had a chance to really read through these, but I guess these are goblins to go along with the orcs. Looks like we have some on bikes, as well as various guns and weapons. I also saw some images of snipers. I don't know if any of those are in here though. Here's some more bikes there as well, and then this is probably for the StarQuest game. I'm not sure. Again, these previews are pretty quick, and I'm running out of time to get this video out. Oshouna Minis has put out this preview. So a couple of vehicles, some scarab sort of critters, and some sort of necrotic robot lord. I don't know their names offhand. Papsikels, we're going to do just a preview of their preview here. Here's Trepannica Ocellus Sheep Host. Human Colonial Marine Private Sean Keegan, and Xeno Fly Acid Pukers. I feel like something just hit something outside. The acorns are constantly hitting my house. Are they yours? Xenofly Acid Puker, 1 Human Colonial Marine Private Carl Hancock, Xeno Scarpo Crab 4, Scorpo Crab 1, these are some crazy names, Democracy Troopers, there's the Salute, the Captain, here's a Human Cyborg Chief Security Officer, Prodigy Corps CEO Founder. I feel like I remember watching the movie where this character is based from, but it also reminds me a lot of the sister of the guy in Incredibles 2, the one who is like the tech genius for the company. This person strikes me as that character, but maybe that's a male and not a female. I don't know. Tripnanica Ocellus. I can't quite say that. Ooh, Powered Armored Space Medics. There's our StarCraft inspiration. Always love seeing those. Definitely look at those in October. Here's again the Chief Security Officer version 3, and there's another Scorpo Crab. Print Minis has given a few renders. We'll just look at one of them here. Looks like they're going for some sort of zombie look this month. Rizzenvoth has shown Colossus work in progress. I think they're also working on a Kickstarter, but those previews we'll leave out of this for this. Traders Galaxy Miniatures and Games, for their bot war, there's Steel Hyenas Part 3 and Mercs Part 1. I believe P stands for part. Maybe I'm wrong. And I keep looking at these and trying to figure out, do I know these models? Or are they original? Are they inspired as specific ones? And I don't feel like I quite know them like I feel like I should. And that always humbles me. Here's Clash in the South for their 28mm game. And I don't know, the head wrapping on those guys on the left remind me of, what was his name? I want to say Shockwave, but that's not right. I don't know, these guys look kind of familiar, but pretty cool. Txarli Factory has orc head monuments this month. I like the fact that they are inspired by different times and things here. So very unique. UGLYmini has given us this preview image. They're continuing with Infected Colonies Part 3. Vermillion Miniatures, I have this over in the models video, but they put out this little preview image as well. I love their artwork. I wish I could draw like that. Just being able to draw like that would be amazing. Well, folks, that is our October preview for the month of October for all the releases in Sci-Fi. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.